Welcome to our second episode of It's the Game Time Show, but it's more to do with life. Now, we have in the house my bro, Coach MJ.
That's right.
So, give a round of applause to our in house analyst slash manager slash coach, Coach MJ. Okay, I'm going to dive straight into it. We have a
Okay.
lot of questions since the last episode. We have got at least 10 questions, which I'm going to hold on to it till the end of our session. Let's begin with the conversation we were having off camera, and that is discipline. You mentioned the factor of discipline over talent and discipline beating talent. I need your light on that. Let's go. Let's discuss this.
Yeah, that's pretty much easy, man. Anything you do in life, you know, you have to be disciplined. Okay. Because you're asking me this sports part of it because of I'm a sport person,
Mm-hmm.
and then yeah, football side football person as well. But anything you're doing, if you're a professional, whatever you're doing, is you're a professional in it, or you are a student, you need discipline. That's the key, to overcome anything. All right. Since I'm a sport person in my perspective in sport, without discipline, you know, you won't be able to do nothing. You won't be able to train properly. You won't be able to, you know, even understand yourself. Because if you are disciplined, that's give you, you know, chance, motivation, you know, to train, you know, because as a when if you are a sport person, you need self discipline to keep yourself in order to keep yourself organized, you know, because if you're not disciplined, you can't be organized. You understand?
Mm.
So you have to have a, like last time we talked about myself, how I've got routine, you know set up. Either I have to go to school because all of that is discipline. All right. Okay. Although I choose to do sport, especially football. All right. But still, I have to go to school to educate myself, to learn things, and also even to work. Okay. Especially if I'm not a professional, what I'm doing is a sport I'm doing, I'm not getting paid. So
Mm.
I have to balance it up. But I'm doing a sport or football. It doesn't matter what sport is it. Either you are a martial artist, or you are a gym person, or you play volleyball, or you just do some running. I mean, it's all comes to one thing: to keep yourself fit physically
Fit physically,
and
yes.
mentally. All right. But to do these things, you have to be, self discipline. It starts from there. Either it's the food you eat, you know, the hobbies that you have, the people that you roam with. So it all counts. You understand? Because if you are a sport person, or you are into any fitness, you need to be having the right people around you. You need to be having the right food that you eat as well. So all of that compared to our self discipline. You know. So because you can't be doing sport or football, playing football, you want to spend weekend, you know, drinking, clubbing and so many things. And you expect, to be ready in time to train, So it's gonna be hard for you to do these things together. Two things. These are things that doesn't you know go together most of the time.
Mm.
Sport requires discipline. Football, as you see it, either is somebody's running or boxing. But if you look at their life, what we see, we just see them, what they are already. You understand? But behind the
Yeah.
scene, what these people go through, you know, you can't comprehend it until they came and explain it to you,
Mm.
or explain it to people for people to understand what they go through, in their day-to-day lives, what they have to do, what sacrifices they have to make, you know, in order to make them themselves, you know, strong, fit, so that they can achieve their goal. So it requires a self discipline. That requires self discipline to do that. So you can, if you are closer to any of these people, like playing, doing sport professionally, even not pros, like even somebody who is very dedicated to fitness, either the person you know is a gym person, or whatever the person is doing. But if you look at the person, like you admire this person for for the way the person look,
Mm-hmm.
or the physics. Like, oh man, I've seen this guy at the gym today. He's that. Okay, go and ask questions. Gonna ask him, what do you do? You know, to
Yeah.
get this, to get where you are. Then he'll be able to advise you, because if yeah, you can get motivation like that from people like that. Then you'll be able to tell you, yo, this is what I do. This is what I do in the morning. This is what I do in the afternoon. This is what I do in the evening. So this is my routine, and that requires what? Discipline.
Discipline. So, how would you? My next question to piggyback on it.
Yeah.
How would you ingrain and absorb discipline in your daily life? What's the best practice?
The best practice is, that's why I say self discipline. So you have to know how to resistance.
That's the point. Yes.
Yeah,
You see, kids, listen to this.
yeah. You have to know, because you have to resist temptations, because we are living around us. There are so many things, tempting all of us. So in life, pretty much, some things as fun. We see it as fun, you know. But these are things, if you want to be like somebody, like if you have an idol, like the people we normally watch, you know playing football sport into the highest level, if you want to be in that level, if you ask those people, if temptation, food temptation, you know they you know the food they eat is important for them. They don't take drugs, so they maybe drinking, some of them drink, some of them don't. But yeah, whatever you do, they do it maybe in moderation. You know, that coincide with their workout. They do.
Mm.
So yeah, so resistance is quite important. You have to be somebody.
How would you build? Okay, we are getting asked these questions.
Yeah.
I have these questions, but I'm going to ask you: how would you create a basic daily routine? That's the question. Um, Came from a 10-year-old wannabe footballer. Now, this is connected to the thing that you just mentioned, resistance. How would you do this?
As a 10-year-old, that's for them. That's interesting. As a 10-year-old, I like that. That's a good way. That's a good start. I mean, as a very young age, if you can start, because as a 10-year-old, you're not exposed to many things yet. You know, so you need to have a guidance. Parent, whoever is your guidance. So for them, they need to make sure and set up this routine for you, because that's very young age at that age. So they need to help you. So you're gonna be depending on them for now if you are 10. Because I don't expect a 10-year-old to know what is self-discipline if in fact is. Because I was a young, when we are all young, we all trying to we all understanding life. That's the time you started to see life, understand it a little bit, you know what I mean? Learning from things you see from other people.
Exactly. Which connects us to, you mentioned you have to resist and create a routine. Now the question came from a 25-year-old. What will be the way to practice the daily routine? That's an interesting one.
From a 25-year-old, as a 25-year-old, that's kind of, yeah, that's a good question. So for that, I'll be able to answer that because of the age. This person, he knows something now. As you are 25, you are a grown-up person. Yeah, so you're probably seeing, fitness, people in fitness industry, probably seen them. Either they are in industry or they just gym bros, go to the gym regularly, or somebody just love fitness in general just to keep themselves healthy. So you've seen it. So I say, if you're in that age, yeah, so you just have to keep doing what you gotta do.
But how would you? I'm going to pause you here. How? It's a valid question.
Yeah,
I mean, you've been there.
yeah,
When you are fully baked into studies or work or life, you get a really small amount of time to yourself, right? How would you absorb the routine and make it like a daily practice, which will contribute towards your discipline? Does that make sense?
yeah.
It's like 3 layered question. How would you answer that?
All right. So it's interest, life, everything is what you're interested with. If you're interested in something, because if for me right now, when I was that, if either that age or whatever age you are, as long as you are a grown person, you know that there is a time to go to school. There's a time to do what? To go to work if you are working.
Yeah.
And even there's a time for you to have your meal.
Yeah, timing, yeah.
So timing is important. So why not, you create, if you are interested in, you want to live good, you love yourself, why not create this, at least some space for yourself as well, for something you're going to do as your normal, just make it as an hobby if you can do it. But if you're interested in it, because you have to sit down, look at yourself and then see what your body needs. Because I won't be able to know what you need in your body. But I know that we all, exercise. If even the scientists, if you ask them,
yeah,
they will tell you, exercise is one form of way, if you want to live long,
yeah.
you know.
So it's basically you are saying that, like, you eat, sleep, drink water, drink coffee.
That's
You
right.
have to bake in the concept of discipline into your daily habits.
Into your daily habit. It has to be there. Discipline has to be part of your life. It's a way of life as well. Whatever we talk about, either it's football, you can never be a footballer if you are not disciplined. Who's gonna take you as a footballer? Every time you turn up in the training session, you turn up with attitude towards your your manager, your coach, your teammates. Who's gonna take you seriously? No one.
That's a really important point you mentioned with the attitude. I want to dig more on that attitude part. I have noticed. Have you noticed
Yeah.
anyone with strict discipline, like supreme, extreme discipline, generally speaking,
Yeah.
in all walks of life, they are humble. They
Exactly.
don't turn up with attitude.
You have
I
to stay.
want, I want your light on that as a coach. Now, I need that coach's perspective. You have the coach's hat on. You have the mindset. Dig in.
Yeah. Being humble, is the way, even though you can do something, is the way that can take you from one step to another. You know,
Hmm.
if even though you are the best, the best player in the team, you know, but if you are not humble, you're trying to, show other people that let your skills do the talking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just stay calm. Whatever you do, your behaviors, because you just act as a good role model for your team, and for the young people watching you as well. So being humble, you know, is quite a it's very important thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
In any walks of life you're doing, it doesn't matter either you sport or you are a lecturer, some university or some college. You've got to if you are humble with your knowledge, you will go far with it.
So being humble
Yeah.
for someone who's just starting out.
Yeah.
Being humble. What teaches you to be humble? Because in today's day and age, let's face it, young people, call it Gen Alpha, Gen Z, um, they are exposed to devices more than any other civilization prior to that, right? When you have access to that much information, your brain can get overloaded, right? In all this plethora of information, data, and constant distractions, how can you fix your attitude, stay humble, stay grounded, stay baked into your discipline, at the same time be productive? So now you have these 5 points, like a hand. I've given you the 5 angles. How can you bring them together, bring it into the camera to make it something of force, something of power? Floor is yours.
All right. So what I'm gonna say is, as an individual,
Mm.
no matter what it is, you are still a one person. All right. So you're gonna, no matter how good you are in any aspect of life that you do,
Mm.
you are still a one person. You understand?
Yeah.
All right. And whatever you've done, know that it has been done before, or somebody else is doing it.
Ah, okay.
You understand?
That's an interesting one.
Yeah. So whatever we've done before, whatever we're doing, it has been done before. Either you are a football player or you are a runner. There's been legends, in those fields. So the reason they've been remembered as legends
Mm-hmm.
is because of the contribution they did to that field. You know, it doesn't matter what it is they do, but the reason they've been remembered that way is because of the contribution they did.
Mm-hmm.
And then without them keeping themselves, disciplined, humble, if they were arrogant people, they will be remembered as arrogance.
Yes.
This individual was arrogant. So nobody, he will go down like in history, in the book, as some very arrogant person. Even though he was good at, he's the craft, he's the master of his own craft.
Yes.
In that ends.
Hmm.
But nobody's gonna remember his craft that much, man. They're gonna remember the attitude
Yeah, the
that
way
he
they came
present.
across. Yeah, they came across to people, right?
Exactly. Because people are the one, who do these ratings. You can't rate yourself. You can't put yourself in the book that I'm this and that unless you write your own book and then and say good things about yourself.
Yeah.
All right. But if somebody have to write your auto,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They have to see things. They have to, make a research about you. How you are, your life, and things like that. You know what I mean? Then, but if even one person say bad negative things about you, you know what I mean? So that will just bring a lot of questions. You understand? So yeah, in life as a youth, you know, I'm speaking to the youth now. As a youth,
Hmm.
yeah, because we are all youth. Whatever you're doing, if you are talented, talent is not everything. Talent
Yeah.
doesn't take you all the way up to the top. Attitude play a nice part of it. If you want to be on top, people who are on top, you know, even I can say like I like football, but I watch players. I love players who are disciplined. You know, I love with good attitude. What I mean, I support those kind of players.
Mm.
You know, but I don't like players swearing, saying this because you are not serving as a good role model for my kids. What I mean. So I would like to see players supporting players you know acting as a good role model for the kids. Do you understand? It's not only a player, whatever field you are, either a sport, you know. But yeah, as long as you are in the public eye, you should act as a good role model.
Yeah.
So I would advise kids, or even 25-year-old who is no longer a
Yeah.
kid. Yeah, you have to get motivation from people who you know they have those qualities. Do you understand?
Mm.
It has to be quality. You know what I mean? We're all human beings, but that's where the difference comes when it comes to humanity. Human beings, we are humans. We are better than, for let's say, for example, no human is better than any other human. We all equal. We
True.
all got the same features, the same thing. So we only pass each other a little bit. These are some of the things, these things like attitude,
Hmm.
behaviors, the discipline, you know, you know what I mean. So these are the things that makes you stand out.
In the crowd.
Yeah, that makes you stand out
That's a really valid point. But
in human. You know what I mean? In human aspect of life.
yeah, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Some players we know,
Yeah,
and you've come across in your 5 aside or your 11 aside or even on the streets, at work, in the uni, at
that's
school.
right. Yeah,
Some people, when they are hyper disciplined, some of them, they can get this thing in their head: I'm better than others. It's a parasite. It's like a virus. It's infectious. Now, if you are on that kind of trajectory or mindset, you can destroy yourself and others because someone's gonna be always better than you and someone's gonna come and humble you. That idea in itself, I'm trying to grab that by the neck. If you are seeing yourself getting slightly arrogant, or if you're getting the response from other people that, oh, he's an arrogant person or she's an arrogant person, that idea is coming into your head: I'm better than others. How would you curb that?
yeah. That's why I was telling you earlier on. Whatever you do as a individual, whatever you're good at, if you are humble, you will be able to achieve even more
How would you be humble?
on that field.
I'm going in there like a surgeon, right? I have the scalpel and I'm trying to dissect it. We keep on peeling the layers. So, what will stop you from becoming less humble? Let's not go towards arrogance. Arrogance is like the final stage.
Okay.
Humble, and then you slightly are raising yourself above being humble. Yes, there is a fine line between being arrogant and confident. So, how would you do that?
That's why I say to you, you are just an individual, no matter what talent or experience or or wealth you have,
Hmm.
you still gonna need people.
Valid point. Yes.
Yeah,
You need a community.
you're gonna need community around you. You're gonna
Hmm.
need, either family around you, no matter what you have, or no matter what you wanna be. Because if you say, even somebody take you right now and give you a crown and say you are the king,
Hmm.
you can't rule alone as a king. You can have your crown on your head, but you can't be a king without people.
Yeah.
You understand? So you need a people to rule. In fact, if you want to be a king, if there's no people to rule, you're not a king, mate. You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what, you have to understand that. So that alone, if you have that belief, if you're a football player,
Hmm.
you need people to spend their money, yeah, yeah, so that to come and watch you play.
Yeah.
Do you
It's a
understand?
job.
Exactly. You say a job, it's an employment. So if you are a boxing player, you need people to come and fill that
Yeah.
stadium for you.
Yeah.
If you're a musician, the same thing.
Yeah.
So if you are arrogant, you acting like you knows everything. You can do. You can go You can do everything alone. You can go about your things on your own. Then let's see how you do it then without people.
That's true.
Go to the stadium and say, okay, I've rented the stadium and then I'm gonna fill it up all by myself, and then that's it. You can talk about it, but is it gonna happen? No.
No. It's pretty much impossible.
Exactly. So we are human. So whatever works, it works because we are all in this together. That's why we got World Cup coming. Why we call it World Cup? Not every country is there.
The
Some
whole
countries,
world is watching.
world is watching, but some countries didn't make it. You know what I mean? So they can say, okay, it's not a World Cup because we are not there. Our world is not there. Our country is not there.
Yeah.
So but you know what I mean? But you've been given a chance, to try and qualify for it. If you didn't
It's
make
true.
it, so we understand. So that rule stands. You didn't make it, you don't make it, but it's still a World Cup because the world is watching, and then the qualification went to the world level to each and every continent. You know, each and every continent do their qualification round. The best ones made it, and they made it. They made it there. So now, those who don't make it, then we can just be spectators, watch the game,
And support it.
and support it. And then and then in return, we all benefited from it.
Hmm.
You know, even the enemies, they become friends in the World Cup.
Yeah.
They put their enmity aside and play the ball, and then everybody enjoy. The fans, mixing together, and then everybody enjoy.
Which brings me to this. Remember when Brazilian Ronaldo, R9, when he took the stage
Yeah,
in the late 90s, no matter who you are, no matter which country you're from, what club you support, whole world went crazy.
that's right.
That's what you should learn. You should, if you are a young footballer and if you're wanting to be an athlete, doesn't matter what sports, watch the story of R9, Ronaldo, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's why I say to you. You know what I mean? Use your fellow human being to motivate yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To give yourself, you know, that, if you can, if you have somebody like R9, let's say R9, who is we can all see him as a role model. He was disciplined footballer at the same time, so he's a good role model. So you can look up to that.
Zidane, the big one.
Exactly. So all of those. So that's why I say, we can use our only self, human.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter either he's from Brazil or he's from France.
Yeah.
He's a human being.
Human being.
So you understand?
Yeah.
So use him if he can do it. You and him, we're all the same. It doesn't matter, as I say to you, we're all human beings. We're all the same. So we can use each other as an example, to make each other better.
True. True.
So we don't have to. So as a human, that's what we can do. We can only use human as an example. Like I can use my fellow human as an example
As an example.
to make myself better.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Final question. And it is, what kind of routine with time, like with time constraints, you can suggest as a coach?
What kind of routine?
Yeah, for a young upcoming footballer, or even for someone who's training to be maybe become from amateur to semi-pro, or semi-pro to pro, or pro to world class. That's a different stage. But what kind of routine? So, like, for example, morning, what you need to do; afternoon, what you have to do; evening, what you have to do; day in, day out.
Right. As I say to you, attitude matters a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So all of these things, before you even get to it, discipline and attitude, they're pretty much different words, but they're quite similar things. So your attitude have to be right. Make sure go to sleep on time. You know, don't be hanging around. If you want to be somebody, because you have to be focused as a human being. Your brain need to, you need your brain need to relax. And then focus. Go to sleep on time. Wake up on time. Because if you go to sleep on time, because if you spend the whole night messing about, I don't know where you going or what you're doing by that time. Either you gaming, There's nothing wrong with all of those things. You can do it, or whatever you're doing, set yourself, have a limit to whatever you're doing, Don't overdo things. Especially nowadays, we surrounded by a lot of things. Like back in the days, we don't have too much social media, internet. You're not gonna. There's no chance you're gonna be awake, yeah, till certain time of the night.
Yeah.
You'll be there. You'll get bored. There's nothing to do. You're just gonna go to sleep. That's it. But now there's too many things to do. You can stay online. You can stay online watching movies the whole night if you want to.
Yeah.
Watching different things the whole day. But you can say, no, I'm gonna set myself up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna if you can set yourself up in a screen time, have a limited screen time, maybe a day, have like a 2 to 3 hours screen time, minimum. Don't go past that. Make sure you go at the right time, go to sleep, wake up at the right time with the at the right mentality, wake up, and then so set yourself up with those routine, and then because we all have things to do, you got things to do.
Yep.
You trying to be a
100%.
pro. If you're trying to be a pro, you are not a pro yet. Okay, so you are working your way to be a pro. So what you can do is that just keep exercising, training. If you got the skills, keep improving every day. Everything you do does help you out to improve. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't just say, okay, I'm gifted, I got this, I know, everything, then I'm not gonna, you have to work hard.
True.
Then you're not gonna work hard. So, as I said to you before, your talent is not enough, for you to achieve some of these things.
Talent alone will never get you too far. You need to be disciplined, and
Yeah.
you need to make sure that you have the right attitude towards life.
That's right.
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Create yourself a routine.
Perfect.
Sleep, eat, train, repeat. And the big one, which is educate yourself.
Yeah. I know some people might struggle if you say routine, they don't know how to create this routine.
Mhm.
That's why I'm here. We are here. I will explain it to you, and then if you want, I can draw a diagram for you
Yes.
how to create this routine. But yeah, everything goes with the time. Nowadays we live in.
Let me know if you guys need that routine. Then we're gonna put it onto our website, which is coming soon.
Exactly. So I can make it, but it goes with the time. So if you don't know how to do it, you just need to seek help, either from us or from other sources. But I'm sure there is, a lot of options out there that you can create yourself with those routine.
I'm gonna hold you on that because I'm gonna make the notes. Then yes, routine that has to be made. So we're gonna get cracking on that routine so we can create a template.
Yeah.
You choose. I mean, it depends. If you are in a hot country, you can't really go outside and play when it's blazing hot at like 1 p.m., right? So you have to consider these things, and then you adjust.
If you're in those kind of situation, so you have to look at that. The weather, that's a factor. The weather factor. So if it's blazing hot, then you have to, think about the time that is cool. That's gonna be cooler in your ends. That might be very early in the morning. That might be very late in the evening. Then you can choose those times. So it has to go with the time anyway.
Perfect. On that note, I think we've wrapped up pretty much the whole questions. Let me just double check. Yes, we have all the questions. We'll double check on the emails. Yeah. Yeah, we have covered. Yeah, we have covered the session on discipline. Let us know what would you like us to discuss next. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for giving us your time, and we're going to be back.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Adios. Stay fit.